Hello? Yeah, there we go. Why do I never get the audio? Hello, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming, more Heavyweight RPG. Right there, wait there. You're going to look at this first. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Streamers.
Boom. Evening all. I know that person. Bad inspiration. So, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. We're back. Last week we had a 4.5 hour session or something daft like that. It was wonderful. There was a very large fight. There was echoes of the players and their party attacking one another. It was glorious. Thank you, Clockworks. Austin, my stream with one viewer. Thank you. So, we do all the lovely stuff. Social media, we're everywhere. We're on Instagram, but we rarely use it. But it'll be getting used soon because we're allowed to go in person to meet people now. So I'll be taking photos of lots of stuff and put it up there, spamming you on Instagram.
It doesn't work.
Oh no! I don't think we've got that one set up.
I don't think we've got that one set up.
We've got a Discord. Can you do a Discord? Is that on there?
Yeah,
We've got Facebook. We've got Twitter. Thank you, Emrys. So you go and find us on all social medias. Check us out. We've got loads and loads of stuff happening. I get that it's now November, but 2022 we've got quite a lot of stuff planned and a lot of stuff to do. So if you want to find out what we're doing and check out the announcements, go find us on Discords and Twitters and stuff like that, and we'll shout about it as often as we can. Mainly a lot of stuff in person. How cool is that? So that's the social media. We're sponsored by lots of people because lots of people are great and we love them. Loki Battle Mats. If you're well into your geekery and your tabletopage-ness, there we go, that's the word I've just made up. Loki Battle Mats are a artiste, won a couple of awards to be fair. They do amazing battle maps, flip out books that are A3, A4, A5, I think they've got some smaller ones. You can pop them out, they've got like towns and taverns, a big book of generic maps like mountainsides and ritual circles and stuff like this. They've also done another one recently, I say recent, a few months ago now, of wilderness. Loads and loads of maps that you can just go, and you can buy every one of them digitally on Dungeon RPG. Is it rpg.ginger.com? There we go, we're going on. So just go check them out. Loki Battle Mats, digital and real, unbelievable, really cool. Go check them out, please. The chibi tokens that I use on my Roll20 battle maps, whether it be for Cyberpunk or Fantasy, etc., are by an artist called Coyote Grey, a lad called Rob. You can find him on Twitter. You can also go to the Roll20 market, type in Coyote Grey, and you'll find all his chibi pack tokens. They're like they're $4.99, and you get like 100 tokens in each. So really cool. Or I think now they're really cute, really cool. Really give your virtual tabletop a bit of spice. You can also download them, so if you use other virtual tabletops, you can use them on there as well, similar to Loki Battle Mats. Syrinscape, they're not an official sponsor, however we use them in everything. We try to use sound sets on all the games we play, whether it be one-shots and campaigns, sci-fi, fantasy, etc., cyberpunk. Go check them out. They are epic sounds for epic games, so there you go. Their owner, get a t-shirt made. Go check out Syrinscape. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere, every bit of social media. Ashana, she's currently not streaming at the moment because she's currently moving, but she is a glass crafter that streams her creative work. If you go find her on Instagram, you'll get to see all the stuff she's done previously, whether it be stuff from MMOs that she likes playing, or miniatures that you can put on tabletops, or just little draconic glass dice protectors and such. Go check them out. She's really cool. I can't wait to see her streaming again. So yeah, give her a lot of love if you do. Arcane Script is the wizard that keeps all our scriptures of Colossus together. So all the source books we write and plan to write, we go through Arcane Script, who's a very good friend and a partner in crime of Heavyweight Gaming, and we do a lot of writing together to build Colossus and show it to you lot, basically in written word. So we've got Tasha's Heavier Crockpot Pits and Bobs that is currently on DM's Guild, and you could go find it. There'll probably be a link spammed in chat, but yeah, go find it. I think there's 200 copies of it sold. It's stupidly good. There's loads of artwork in there from my friends and community. There's loads of homebrew subclasses and such as 80 new spells, It's really, really cool. Please check it out. They put a lot of work into it, and it's really cool. Well, 200 copies tells you it's really cool. So that's really good. We've got coming out in the new year, Atoria. Oh yes, it's going to be a full source book on the nation of Atoria in the world. Also look out for Traders Compendium coming by Arcane Script themselves and Eldritch, aka Gabriel. You'll get to see them showing their stuff off as soon as they've polished it up and finished it and thrown it out to the big wide world. Ruffworx Creative. I'll make another shout after this as well. So Ruffworx Creative is a friend of mine that I've known since Day Dot, and watching him perfect his talent in woodworking and leatherworking has been it's been a beautiful journey, poetic. I never say it to his face, but he's a very, very talented chap. If you go check him out on Facebook, he rarely posts because he lives in the woods and thinks that he can send messages via pigeons. It's not what social media means, but we'll teach him. But he's so good at what he does, and if you just check out his photos, you'll get to see loads and loads of the work he does. It's all like one-shot crafting. You order something, he'll make it. He doesn't make it again. It's that simple. It's all blood, sweat and tears, and the stuff he produces is absolutely stunning. He is currently making some wrist cuffs, some leather wrist cuffs that are very heavyweight gaming inspired. There'll only be a handful of them because I've ordered a handful. He's not mass producing. And yeah, so we'll have them going out for sale. Woo! Ruffworx Creative, and because we're not getting to stream as much as I want to at the minute, as people start coming back and we start setting the shows up again, one of the channel sponsors that doesn't get mentioned on the Tuesday usually, Sawdust Swearwords, super cool woodcrafter. Just give him some wood and he'll make you happy, but we'll leave that on a t-shirt somewhere. So yeah, so go check out Sawdust Swearwords, super talented. That's it for sponsors, I think. Yeah, sponsors are there. 200 bits. If you give us 200 bits, these lot get a free reroll. Well, they don't get a free reroll because it costs you 200 bits. But they get a reroll and they can use it in-game. They can't use it... Hang on, let's do this. Do you feel sorry for the adventurers? Donate 200 bits /cheers to give the party a reroll monkey face. They can't be used on the DM or death saving throws. They can only hold 5 at a time and they don't roll over to the following week. Hoorah. So yeah, 200 bits. Throw them in. These lot will need them, even if they're just talking to Norman the Gnome about alchemy. They'll definitely.
To be fair, Norman has a temper.
Thank you, Jenny Crayon.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
A retired ancient dragon, so.
No dragons in Colossus.
Yeah, god damn it, how many times? No dragons.
So that one.
Need that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we do.
Sure. Get sued for that. What we got left? Go on, Mel. Mid munch. Bits, sponsors, social media.
Recap.
These lot are playing DnD5e.
Dice. They roll them.
They roll dice. Not very well. Right. So recap. Here we go. Let's put some spooky music on. Oh, by the way, Syrinscape's done on my mixer, so chat if you can't hear it, let me know, I'll turn it up. Syrinscape, they've got a download player. If you're playing online like we do, you can give everyone a download app. The GM can play the music, and then the players can hear it in their very bedrooms and kitchens and living rooms and dungeons. Or basements or cellars or attics. There you go. How they've not sponsored us officially, I'll never know. Let's put on the spooky music. Anytime now. There we go. Right, chat, let me know if that's too loud or too quiet, etc. This lovely bunch of coconuts are currently in the realm of Toro, the realm of echoes. They climbed the Tower of Puku to face... Well, they didn't know what they were facing, but when they got there, they fought echoes of themselves, which are very different to reflections. The fight was pretty standoffish for a short time until Ruby MVP'd it and absolutely obliterated my echoes with a slow spell. That's really loud.
It's my new favourite.
From now on, all kobolds will have counterspell.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Crystal and a Bless though.
Well, the
I was gonna say Crystal was the MVP for me,
Bless
but
is,
Slow is my new favourite spell.
You defeated the echoes and were left with the 12 mirrors that surrounded Stefan, who was quite clearly in a lot of pain in the centre. During the fight, Stefan had moments where he saw clarity, or at least acted in a way that wasn't wrapped in pain, and unleashed magic upon anyone, really, within range. Once the echoes had been defeated, one of them disappeared, ceased to exist, used magics to get away. Nobody knows. The mirrors were smashed, destroyed, shattered. And to break Stefan from his immediate imprisonment, may be a bit dramatic, but his immediate place of agony, he needed to be surrounded by 5 elements of familiarity. You had 4. It was quickly decided to head back down, grab Owlbearer, who was currently the protector of Xandria's body, and bring it up. Now all 5 people around Stefan, the smaller seals were broken, and for a brief second Stefan knew, or appeared to know, his brother Ari staring down at him. And balls of string were thrown. Now, you're at the top of the Tower of Puku. Stefan is, after his moment of recognising Ari, very, very exhausted, soaked in sweat, his dark hair stuck to his head. The string gauntlet that he managed to fashion throughout completely oversized and makes his arm look daft and asymmetric, and he's slowly pulling at it now instead of the frantic pulling he was doing before. And you recognise Harry immediately, as obviously made contact with you, but there is recognition and confusion as he looks up at you. It is quiet. There is a eeriness to the silence. Every now and then you hear the whale call, so clear and crystal, no pun intended. Kess, you saw the great beast of the sea outside when you went for Xandria. There is a light that takes the top of the tower, and you start to see, not bright, it's more of a like candle light. It has a hue to it, a glow rather than a sharp light. And you start to see other areas of the top of this tower where the grass and the mud and the soil reach out, and you see the trees and the branches all around you, and that green sort of almost reflective light of the strength of colour in the trees. And there are a couple of plinths of the same decoration that they were on your way up, in those smaller little plateaus and platforms reaching out on the branches. They're all shaped and all decorated, whether it be carved from wood or carved from stone, in obvious imaginations of the sea. Creatures, waves, ships. Whoever the Tower of Puku's sculptor was is a big fan. Some of them are empty of anything. Some of them have blue orbs, sea blue orbs, resting, hovering above the flat of the plinth and just sat there. There are others with glass bottles on them, and the glass bottles are in various shapes of musical instruments. Harps, lyres, flutes, panpipes, very well crafted, all containing different coloured liquids, reds, blues, pinks, oranges, and they're scattered, as if you were to enter a museum, say, and the open area of the particular part of this platform has all these plinths on it, as if on display rather than random. And Stefan is still a bit uneasy and in and out of clarity and confusion, but conscious. 3, 2, 1, you're all in.
S is going to scoop Drea back up.
Ruby will sort of lay a hand on Stefan's shoulder in a sort of comforting way, and
There is a flinch.
she doesn't really know it, but I would like to use Healing Hands. Once per long rest, the creature regains HP equal to my level, so 8 HP for Stefan.
Are you Because so the way you're
I
playing
don't
it
know.
at
I
the
just
minute,
have here hailing hands, 1 per long rest, creature
It's a
regains.
racial trait.
Yes, it's your racial
It
trait.
is-
So
it
it's
is a
more
racial
for
trait.
your roleplay, because you're obviously the way you're playing Ruby's newfound skills. Do you want to do it on reaction, or is Ruby connecting to her?
On reaction, really. I mean, Ruby just
Okay, so as
reaches
you
out to try to comfort him.
reach
doesn't
down and
know
comfort
she
him,
can do healing hands.
you feel your shoulder go really warm, then your upper arm, then your forearm, and you feel heat in your hands. Like there are certain stones back in the Highlands that you'd warm up, and then hikers would take them with them because they'd hold the heat for longer, just to hold in their hands, or for younglings that are following the adults that have been out there for decades. And you feel that sort of same sensation, but you also feel almost like you kind of look over your shoulder to see if somebody put the stone on your shoulder to warm it, but there's nothing there. And then as you kind of follow the heat down your arm, you recognise healing magic. You're a druid. You understand that there is, ways to heal magically. It just doesn't feel how you would normally do it. And as you just put your hand to rest upon Stefan's, you are 100% aware that there is healing energy, healing magic, or however Ruby wishes to describe it, flowing from you to Stefan, but it's not druidic.
Heavily side-eyeing the unicorn. But it appears to be doing Stefan some good, so I would let it happen and then take the hand away.
I will say, as you do
And
look over
side-eye the
your
hand.
as you do look over your shoulder, I don't remember you putting them away. You have 2 massive wings.
It only lasts for a minute.
Alright, so they were
By the time Cass has gone all the way downstairs
yeah,
and all the
yeah.
way back
So
up.
they will have debumped, but yeah. But you are aware you had
I'm
wings.
not that fast.
You are aware you had wings, and everyone else is aware you had wings.
Yeah, it's just not really her priority right now. It's like, I had
Team,
wings
put it in a
earlier.
box, put that box in another box, file that in the repressed emotions cupboard, and
I had
deal
wings
with it never.
I had wings earlier when I turned into a giant eagle. Sometimes
Oh,
I
it's,
have
it's
wings.
exactly the same. Exactly
It's a thing.
the same.
It's a thing. Sometimes I have wings.
Angels, eagles, wild shape. Who knew? So
Sapphire will look over at Ari and then slowly approach Stefan and go, do you need to lean on me? Can you walk?
Stefan's still on the floor. He looks up. The healing you see Ruby take hold on Stefan, and even though you can't see the wounds it's healing, you do feel that the energy takes hold, so there must have been physical wounds as well that are benefiting from this healing magic, but it's probably deeper than the magics that you wield right now. As Sapphire, as you approach and you speak, Stefan just looks at you quite his eyes go narrow, and there's a recognition in his face, and for a very split second he's not limp and lethargic to the floor, and he just looks at you questioningly. Which one are you?
But if you're the same one I met before, I'm the one who that's a hard question to answer right now.
Looks at Harry. Is this one your Sapphire?
Yeah, it is.
Slumps lethargic again to the stone floor.
Ariel kind of look down at him and just kind of drop to his knees beside him and just kind of reach out really, really, really tentatively, as though he doesn't believe that he's actually kind of real and that he actually will be there. And again, we'll kind of reach towards if obviously Ruby's touching his shoulder, etc. You'll kind of reach kind of towards him and just kind of touch him literally with a fingertip.
As that contact is made, you see Stefan change. There's a shift, and he sits up and holds his knees in close to his chest, and his arms are on his knees, and he's sort of rocking. And there's not a crying, but a whimpering of sorts. And they look up at you, bright-eyed, a small smile on their face, but you can see tears have run. Harry, where you look You look funny. Oh, hello, big cat. Oh, it hurts so much. Is
That's okay. We're gonna get you out of here.
It's rocking away. Oh, what? Why? Is he still here? The teacher.
Who's still here?
Your man with the orange.
My tutor. Yeah.
Nikolai.
No, not Uncle Nikolai. The teacher. The one in the orange robe. Hello, ginger child.
At that, the mention of the orange robe, Kess is like...
Ruby's hand just like shoots up and grabs Kess wrist.
I'll just get rid of the other child. Go on, Dom. Trying to be famous here, kid.
Speaking of getting rid of...
Take your time, mate. You know, people spending their Tuesdays watching us. It's alright. Alright. You want to be on camera? Get on camera. Where was I? Oh, Harry.
Oh, Harry. Oh, God.
3, 2, 1. Back in the room. The one in orange he's my teacher. He's been teaching me magics. I was so tired.
We haven't seen him here. We've met him, but not in the tower.
Stefan turns to Ruby and relaxes a little, no longer knees pulled up, arms, shoulders sort of slumped. The druid. I know your face. Harry. The pub. Harry, and Stefan sort of stands, gets himself really like stupidly drunkenly. Like all of you kind of flinch to like he's gonna go, and he just.
When they wobble so much that you kind of wobble counter.
Yeah, we wobble. You think they might go as close as the ground, but they'll always come back up. And then the hand.
Bullet time.
Yeah. Neo walks in, and then puts her hand on Sapphire, as if acknowledging the offer before, and now stood just starts stretching the head out and rolling the shoulders. What are you doing here, Harry? My head hurts.
To get you, brother.
Looks around. Oh. Where am I? Where did I go? And just like grabs hold of you, Harry, with no strength whatsoever.
He'll kind of like try his best to support him as best he can with his lovely
sneak attack.
Small strength.
I think
Your brother's...
Stefan's had enough excitement for one day. Perhaps we should rest.
I think we should get out of here. I don't want to stay here.
Well,
I can't.
Not of course, not necessarily rest here, but.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I can't leave. I can't leave. It's part of. I should have seen. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known.
Why can't you leave?
You better be able to leave. We came all this way.
It was me, not me, but me. You know where you are, brother. Yes.
Orange, yeah.
Yes, he lied. I fell for it.
Where is the bastard?
A moment. Stefan starts looking around. This is not the same, and then begins to move their hands real slowly. Sapphire, you recognise it as like a kata that they used to do in monks. Certain your stances and such require a certain motion of movement. It doesn't appear at first magical, so like when Crystal and Ruby, you see like your druidic and clerical magics, you kind of at first you thought, oh, they're just doing arcane movements, but then there's a difference to it. Sapphire sees it as more martial, but you look around the place and it's almost as if there is a washing away of imagery on the trees and the thick roots and branches that have made this tower, and you start to see now rooms still in the almost like carved into thick tree trunks, all these like wooden caves as it were into these trees, and you see studies, very old ancient like feel to them. They've got a mossy smell, and the furniture in there is just woodland, like trunks of trees that have been cut, logs and stuff, or shaped. Everything's naturally made in there. There's shelving that's been just cut into the thick bark and thick tree trunks that, again, you've seen that the tower itself is hundreds and hundreds of old strong trees that have grown this high. And you'd start seeing these little studies, rooms with cot beds in them, again made similar to those where you stayed in the way station town when you first entered the Realm of Echoes. Everything again very natural. Old. It just feels old. It looks primitive at first glance, but the more and more that Stefan seems to wash away this illusion, you can see that a long time ago this was probably the residence of several people. And Stefan summons a long cane that is pearl/ivory, like a mixture of real shiny pearl and real dulled ivory colourings, a walking cane, and at the top of it there is a marble eagle just perched, wings folded in, just perched on top of it. It stands out like a sore thumb in this place, but it just apparates in his hand, and he starts to use it to walk towards the study area. I need to sit.
Where is he?
Where is who?
The orange one.
I will show you. Just give me time.
Crystal pulls like on Ari's shirt arm, just being like, should I heal him? Does he take okay to that sort of thing?
Don't think it's physical.
He's just waddling along. Looks about 25, but can't.
I mean, yeah.
That's totally fine. He does that all the time.
Harry doesn't know
I
enough.
know.
He's a bit useless.
Chris, upon that, Crystal just kind of like looks up and down at Stefan. Can I do a medicine check?
You could do a medicine check.
She's like, I don't trust him.
He has a little bit of heal, but at one level dip of heal.
Crystal's learning.
30-20.
Cool. So there is clearly some physical injury to Stefan, but you do feel that it is a deeper wound, maybe from obviously whatever it was that was causing him to be held in that.
Okay, so it's more the deeper wound that is causing the issue. He's like the physical.
You reckon healing would help, but so would a rest of longness.
Okay.
But yeah, and he makes his way into the study, and he slumps into what looks like a very comfortable wooden chair. And on the desk in front of him is just lots and lots of parchment and a mirror about this big, about the size of someone's face. And the glass itself is in roots. And he just sort of props it up in front of him. Give me a moment. And he starts, whatever he's doing, he's casting a ritualistic spell upon the mirror. 10 minutes will pass. You have 10 minutes to do nothing or fast forward.
Whilst 10 minutes is happening, I guess I will do something for 10 minutes. And I will use Prayer of Healing at level 2, which takes 10 minutes to cast.
Okay.
Makes sense.
That is good. Some of us will need that.
Kess is just going to be watch. Oh, sorry. Go on yourself.
I was going to say, Ruby's not looking a lot better than Stefan right now.
As you as this is all happening, you don't really notice it, but the next time you look, Ruby, especially you, Khan is not there.
Never bloody around when you need him.
The 10 minutes pass. The roots around the mirror get a greenish speckle of light beneath and in between the cracks of the roots as the divine energy radiates from Crystal. Crystal, how much healing did you do?
18 points for everyone.
Nice.
I just went back on Roll20 to see
I just
how much
went
hit
back on
points I've
Roll20 to
lost.
see what my hit points were.
My hit points are 70 out of 66 because of the temporary hit points.
yeah.
I dodged most everything.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Evasion.
I'm back up to 25 out of 59.
Oh no.
I guess I'm back down to 66 because I don't remember what those temporary hit points for, but I'm sure they don't
I'm
last.
literally one off my max.
I think Crystal
Damn.
blessed you.
Oh,
Yes.
oh yeah.
There
Yeah,
was
I did a
10
lot of
HP.
bless and aid.
Yes.
So,
I am completely out of spell slots now, so expect nothing else from me.
as the divine energy waves over you and heals those that it heals, and the green sparkling speckles of light appear beneath the roots of this mirror, Stefan slumps back and turns the mirror to face you all, and you can see an image of a very large three-mast ship somewhere near a coastline. Ari, give me a survival, history, whatever your highest is.
We'll have a history because we're proficient in that. Oh, that was an 18 rolled, so that is a 22.
Cool. Just where the ship is off the a fair distance off a coastline, as the mirror is looking out and kind of holds the image of the ship, you can see the landscape behind it, and you recognize the town. There's a couple of just the architecture is probably one of the oldest in Ravenholm, which is why it's so memorable to you. A town, a very large town called Lirac, or Lirac, however you wish to pronounce it. Lirac.
We know that.
I was gonna say we've been there.
We've
haven't
been
we?
there.
Oh, haven't we?
That was the first time Ruby ever saw a proper town.
You haven't been to Lirac.
Oh,
Oh, is
Oh,
it
Lirac,
with
not
an-
Lyric.
So Lirac is on the. How do I show you? Where's my map? Where's my map?
So,
Got it.
Lyric's in the north,
Northeast, northwest. But yeah,
northwest.
I can't find my map.
Even if you
got
just
it.
give us like a compass point of.
Northwest. It's north. It's northwest. So to
Wait,
have you got the
then-
have you got the stream open?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought Lyric was northwest.
west. It is. Oh right, I see what's happened there. I see what's happened there. Give me a sec. Hey, I'm looking at my older map. Okay, right. Yes, you have been to Lirac.
Okay.
Where
It
it
was a vampire.
yes.
Sapphire flirting.
Well,
Was
actually,
a
I would say
vampire.
Sapphire very smoothly.
And there
So,
was some horses, I
you
think.
don't see Lirac, Ari. You see Amel, right next to that
okay.
ship. Right next to that ship.
This is the one I've
Ah,
not
we
been
see
to.
Amel. Ah, I see.
Hey.
You see Amel,
Amel.
Arquez.
Oh man.
Amel.
Well, that was shit. Yeah, you see.
We're like, yeah, Lyric.
You see Amel.
Okay, I see Armel. Right, cool.
Amel.
Brilliant.
I tried. Okay. Do I recognise the ship? Is it the one that
It is.
Orange Boy tried to escape
It
in?
is the one that Orange Boy escaped in.
Orange. It's the only way to define them. We can't go Stefan.
So
I don't know. That bastard's working pretty well for Kesh right now.
Stefan taps the mirror. This is our Armel. And looks at Ari.
So why is he? How did he get over there from here?
The ship, the echoes, the magics. He knew about the echoes far more than I did. Hello, Sapphire. Oh, I've not seen you in ages. You see Stefan just sort of sat looking around, like moving scrolls about.
We need to leave.
Where are you going?
Going home.
Let's
on,
take you
Steph.
home.
What's this? And then you see Stefan sort of reach down to the ball of like the string gauntlet that he's created, and he starts pulling at it. And then he shakes his head. Oh, that happens a lot.
We need to get you home.
You can't take me anywhere. It won't work.
Can you not leave the tower or the realm?
I've not tried the realm, but the tower has been very convincing up until now. Where's Darius? Darius didn't come, did he?
Yeah.
It's all messed up. It's all messed up.
We're working on it.
You can leave. I can show you, and then just starts like looking around the place, moving through the scrolls and such. And there are images of like windows and mirror designs and window like frame designs, all on bits of parchment and scrolls and stuff. And there is, as his fingers run over them, you can see like glitter dust, like fairy dust, sort of trace where his fingers were and then disappear, giving you the nod that they're probably arcane scrolls. These are gateways, portals, anywhere, and I mean anywhere. I can get you home. I can send you places. I can bring you back from places. But yes, Stefan knew more about echo magic than.
How do we get you out of here?
He was anchored to the sword.
Nikolai, where's Nikolai?
Turned invisible, ran off, haven't found him.
He's got my bracelet. He's got my bracelet, Harry. Is he with Stefan?
I don't know. He knew that Stefan was not you.
Yeah.
Echoes are horrible.
Do I?
Is that what you need to get back? Is that what you need to get back? We need to get you your bracelet, and then you can go back.
I need my bracelet, and I need Stefan to not be in our realm.
Okay, this seems like a really complicated and very long process.
How?
It is. It's powerful, and hey, thank you from Poland. Thank you very much for the raids, Zul. I'm gonna Zulaw, 22.
Well,
Sorry if I've got that wrong.
Hello.
I can send you back, but I need to stay here to. There is a way I can fix myself, Harry.
no. You tried that. That's how the other one came into being.
He took advantage of it, but it will work.
My sister is dead. Because we came to get you back. How do we get you back as well?
I've told you.
So this wasn't a complete fucking loss.
Crystal lays a gentle hand on Kess. I think we need to remove the other Stefan from your realm before we can even consider bringing this Stefan back. Two of the same person can't exist in the same realm without causing massive amounts of chaos.
He just nods at Crystal. I'll just bounce. It won't work.
Could we take you to a different realm?
You could take me to a different realm, yes. But what would that
Assuming
achieve?
there's not a Stefan there, you'll just bounce back.
This Stefan in the orange robe, he's recruiting us. I don't know if recruiting's the right word, but
Could we take you to the Copper Forest, for example?
Not the same Harry.
Not the same. Not our copper forest. No.
It's
What?
not like here in home. It's different, but it's the same.
How long has Xandria been passed?
3, 4 days.
Can you not resurrect her? You have a practitioner of the divine.
Oh, we
I
can as soon as we
can't.
get 300 gold's worth of diamonds. So if you have any diamonds laying around, it would go a long, long way.
Just hands out his cane to anyone who takes it.
Ruby takes the cane from him. Gosh, shillelagh!
So wizard to death. Yeah.
Ruby just levels up. You'll have to disperse the magic, but the eagle at the top is diamond, worth more than that. It will do for your spell. I cannot cast a spell though.
And is that going to hamper your survival here?
No. My survival here it's not a dangerous place. It really isn't. It's just old.
Ruby is now looking to see if basically if the eagle screws onto the top of the cane, because she's loath to leave a band without a walking aid, and she really doesn't want to give up a crook.
You break the staff. The magic fades, but you have a diamond. If that's all, I have no means of taking advantage of that diamond for your sister.
Oh no, I can cast Dispel Magic, and we have a scroll that Crystal can cast the resurrection spell. And she holds it up and's like, even though she's reasonably strong for a human, barely adult, it's solid ivory or whatever it is, and she's just sort of like, say break it. It's
You must destroy
It's
it.
good
right?
vent. Kess will pass Drea back over to Owlbearer.
Owlbearer's just stood there, stoic.
he's a good lad.
And yeah, I'm just gonna wallop it off of something that seems like it's
you grab the
possibly
cane
harder.
and just straight up smash
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's been a
It's been a day.
Been a day.
Give me
Hey.
give us a strength check.
cool. Let's
What
roll
are
some
you doing?
dice.
Careful you don't break the diamond.
Oh no,
like
it doesn't have to be intact.
oh, I've just
I
bounced
checked
that
that, I
out
checked
of
that.
the tray.
True.
Hello. So just flat strength. That would be an 18.
Give me a sec.
How strong is the cane?
On that one, it's grass.
Grass.
You slam the cane down. The marble
He's definitely
and
not
ivory
imagining the
just-
orange kit
it's
Stefan's
like-
face on the other side.
You know the tube light bulbs.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's as brittle as that. You hit the and for something that held Stefan's weight as he walked across, and it's pure craft, or that it's visual at least. It just shatters into almost dust, except the eagle sculpture at the top that hits the floor, and the outer coating that is marble shatters and breaks away, and you see in a very awkward sort of shape, more a silhouette as it were, of diamond sort of looking stone. It appears that the marble coating to it gave it the detailedness of an eagle perched. Well, this just looks like a chunk of diamond.
Do I still need to cast Dispel Magic on it?
No, but every one of you needs to do a wisdom save.
Cool.
Oh,
Ooh, but we've got wisdom out the wazoo!
Some of you have wisdom.
We're
out
not
the wizard.
intelligent,
Most
but
of
we
us
have
do.
wisdom!
What were you saying?
30-20.
11.
20, 11. Ari?
12.
12. Ruby?
22.
Crystal?
23.
Cool. So DC were 10, so you're okay.
Oh,
But there is a wave of... it's definitely arcane in feeling. Every one of you knows it. no relation to any of your classes, but there is a wave of arcane energy that just ripples through you and away from you, and you almost watch it ripple and continue to ripple with seeing nothing. And Stefan just sort of slumps a little bit. That's a pretty diamond. Hello, Harry.
Hi, Stefan.
He's big. Looks at Owlbearer. He's big. Hello, Sapphire.
Hi, Stefan. How are you?
So tired. All they do is make me learn stuff.
Oh, that sounds boring.
Some of it's boring. I just want to cast fireballs.
So would I if I was a magic person.
I could teach you.
I like hitting stuff.
No, I don't like hitting stuff.
I can understand that.
So can I, Sapphire. So can I. So, you have the diamond now.
Thank you.
It's not needed. It was never... I'd give everything. Do you, I don't think it'll work here, though. The realm is different.
Has anyone picked the diamond up?
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming...
But you are holding Xandria.
Kess just leaves. No,
No,
he gave.
Xandria's
He gave.
Xandria's an owlbearer.
Owlbearer's got Xandria. Kess has got the diamond.
Sapphire's batting the diamond around like a ball.
No, he's not. It is
No,
in
he's
the
not.
hands of Crystal, who has what we need to sort shit out.
I can. There's a lot going on, Harry. Look, and then he waves his hand over the mirror and he starts changing the imagery on the mirror. And it pans like sweeping down from the sky. And it's almost behind the shoulder of someone clad in armour, of seem to be made of the very air themselves. And you see Adarnis in a chariot of cloud pulled by some sort of air elemental creature in front, and they're kind of parked up in the sky. Looking down, you can see it from Adarnis's perspective, the ivory wall, large chunks and cracks. I mean, the wall, for those watching, is from south to north, a 2-day walk. It is, even from this site, high in the clouds, high above, staring down, you can see that the wall has not fallen, but metaphorically fallen. You see movement in the trees below the forest, the thick forests. Not a usual trick of the humans of Ravenholm. They're very aware that they shouldn't be wandering the forests, but there's a lot of movement in there. You now see that Adarnis can look across the towns and the cities that are in the province of the House of the Eagles, and how every one of them have that like military feel to them. Some of it looks a bit neglected because, you know, they never thought the wall would fall. The larger ones are heavier, fortified, and they've always been that way. Fair amount of moss on some of the stonework because no fiends have ever breached the wall since its creation. But you can see close to the cities are now formations, ranks of soldiers out in front of the cities. You see the movement, like I say, in the woodlands and the forests. Then there's a stretch of woodland and the pathways and such that lead to the wall. And on the inside of the wall, so in the Ravenholm side, you see rows and rows and rows of fiends. Tiny little dots like ants running round from Adarnis's perspective to ones so large that they almost look the same size as you from this distance. So who knows how big they are when you're stood toe to toe. But an army of fiends. And you see something you didn't expect when you growing up on the wall and seeing these chaotic, unorganised, undisciplined, just cannon fodder, just throwing themselves at the wall to die for no reason that anyone can figure out. But there are pavilions at the back, large like marquee tents of reds and golds, with flags and banners that are all tattered and torn. And you see kaleidoscopic colours across each of these banners and these flags, and this almost tent military camp that's made at the base of the wall, and all this army of fiends is out in front. Upon the banners and the flags and the around the tents, you can see it's almost like Adarnus has a moment where, using the air around him, he can pull the image closer to him, and you see this what's the word, like a blizzard of ash imagery and symbology on the flags and banners, and you see the fiends that are around the pavilions, and they're in armor. They're in armor of chain and plate and burnt leather, and you see their skin completely covered in a thick pasty ash that you recognize from when you were fighting in the wall yourselves, however long ago it was. Stefan is eyes closed, hand on the mirror, far more paying attention, far more focused on this particular image than when he showed you Stefan in the orange robe before. And then he lets go. That is our realm, brother.
That's what we left.
Stefan is seeking Ulrich. An alliance. I don't know for what Stefan could gain. Already Stefan is as skilled as I am. Excuse my ego, but I am aware of my strengths and looks down at my weaknesses. Stefan too is blessed, gifted, whatever words you wish to use, but I don't see an advantage. I can't, at least not right now, that particular Stefan would gain from allying themselves with Ulrich.
Ulrich's got a lot to answer for.
There is I need to I can't find Darius when I try these scryings, but he's talented at keeping my eyes off him when he doesn't want them. I hope he's okay. I am sorry. And he looks at all of you. The wound broke me, and only here I seem to be able to experience those breaks. I remember a time when I was a child, and times when I stood beside Darius in love and accepting the hand wrap, but I can't remember the build up or the aftermath. Sometimes I just see Darius stood alone. Stefan is the Stefan in the orange robe is wise, not wise, but it's an intelligence that is unrivaled. His realm obviously gave him far more practice than what I was exposed to. But he taught me a lot. Deliberately, I truly believe, deliberately. To empower me to maybe take that power at a later date, but it definitely gained my trust. I did not see it coming. And now Nikolai is in danger and basically a protection that... Do you know what a geas is? I'll tell you that as I know.
I'm just trying to think, that's a Celtic term, so I'm just wondering if you brought that in through
Yeah.
Toa, because then Ruby probably would know it.
There is exactly how you know it, and there is the advanced arcane interpretation of it.
So when he mentions one, Ruby will say, it's a promise.
out of character question for the
Yep.
DM. Have we not encountered that before? Like right back at the very start?
Yep. You
Yes.
were unaware of the magic and the spell, but you
Yes.
are aware that Gabriel used a coin to put a geas on other adventurers such as yourselves.
Yes.
So you may recognise the word and get the gist of it, and obviously Ruby kind of cements your memories of that coin. It is indeed a promise, but when cast by someone of Stefan's talents, you can empower that promise beyond a normal promise. For that promise to be broken would mean the death of myself and Nikolai. And that bracelet is the bind of the promise. Nikolai is with Stefan to keep me alive. And we both know, Luxari, that Nikolai would die for either one of us.
That he would. There's a lot of promises going around.
They're powerful, especially when backed with magic.
Glances down a rapier. Yes, they are.
Echoes don't stop. They keep going. They hit something and then they return. Till it returns, it carries on. This geas, as long as it's moving away from me, whatever return, and therefore is bound. I can't explain it to just kind of gestures at you lot in the most. To you people.
Not that I want to say lay people, but thank you.
I mean,
So small question: if Stefan in the orange robes were to, I don't know, walk into a whirling cloud of scimitar blades and came off the worse for it, would that break the spell?
As long as my bracelet is brought back, yes.
So, is he wearing your bracelet currently?
Nikolai wears my bracelet.
Nikolai.
But I can kill you with a single word of arcane energy, with no effort whatsoever. And Stefan is as I, if not more ruthless. Nikolai is under constant threat of death, and will do everything Stefan says to keep me alive. And so I am stuck here, but it is not a bad thing. And I apologise that Xandria paid the price for coming here, for me to turn around and say, I can't go with you. But it is not a choice. It is a fact of the situation. But I am now safe here. I know the magics this place. I know of flavours of magic this place holds. I can sit, I can study, I can keep myself here. The echoes of yourselves were... I did not expect that. And it felt strange to watch it as a third person. But I am safe here. Before I was not. You have taken that danger away, and I will be forever grateful. Assuming I have anything to give to you at another time, ask of it and it will be yours. Except you, brother. Wow. You are super cute. And points at Jeremiah on your shoulder, Ruby.
Jeremiah preens.
I was thinking that we should go places.
Okay.
I think we should... you remember the well I mean, it wasn't really a well, it was kind of where everyone threw their poop. But I'm pretty sure there's stuff, I'm pretty sure there's treasure down there, Harry.
It probably is.
Why? I am so tired.
Maybe you should take a rest.
I mean, there's loads of books around here, weren't there? And Stefan sees the cot beds across the way, and he stands up to go, ah! Shakes his head. Oh, my apologies. Still controlling certain echoes is difficult. Man, I feel depressed. Oh, I can't seem to snap out of it. Maybe a rest is a good idea. I can open portals. They are echoes to Luxet Crystal. Even your realm. As if recognising that you have a signature, maybe, that's different to the others. I can send you back to anywhere. I don't know if it's advantageous. I don't know. I'm spitballing and throwing ideas out there.
We do need to get back. We can only resurrect Xandria in our realm, and we have less than a week. So at some point in the next week, we must go back.
Yeah, I can send
Must
you.
go back sooner rather than later.
Of course.
I can send you direct to some of our temples in Ravenholm. I'd avoid home, Harry, for now, or at least for this particular task. But
I think we need a rest and to plan for a moment before we make this next decision.
Will I make tea?
you can. There is. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's a kitchen. Somebody used to live here long ago. Many people, I think. But yeah, there is. It's almost like a hamlet at the top of this tower. But if you don't mind, I just need maybe 4 hours, and I will be able to recuperate.
Rest.
Help yourselves. Trust me when I say this is. Don't let the atmosphere fool you. It's actually a peaceful place, as I suppose most places are until somebody flips a table and then just potters over. Kind of trying to keep himself upright, but you can tell he's still dealing with a few aches and pains. Thank you, and raises the forearm full of a thing. No doubt your string, brother. Always the smart one. Just kind of looks sarcastically, and then climbs onto one of the cot beds, and as they do, you see the vines and leaves gently reach over, and blanket. Almost instantly, Stefan's out.
Shall we maybe move somewhere else and have a bit of a talk?
We need to plan, yes.
Where the plinths are with all the glass bottles on and such, there are loads of sitting areas where people would go and maybe pull a scroll or whatever, or just relax. So
Ruben
you,
goes to
yeah.
wherever you sort of like. If when she mentioned tea, there was somewhere mentioned, so. Tea
Yeah,
making.
there is. As you move around again, there's like small rooms again, deliberately made as if a small hamlet was up here. Cooking areas, washing areas. There's areas that you would, especially for yourself from the Highlands, you'd see where they'd put out pelts and such to dry and that. I tell you, give me a nature or survival check, whichever's your highest, Ruby.
What is my highest? Which tab has the thing? Survival, did you say?
Survival or nature, whichever's your highest.
That is 17 plus 6, which is maths, which is
Jesus.
23.
Alright. So, you quickly look around the place. You kind of look at the way the structures are and the way this tower has kind of grown, or at least the way when you've travelled up it, it looks like it was grown. And you see that it is indeed a hamlet. You see the where the plinths are in the middle with the glass jars on them and stuff, and then the seating area around it would look like the market square, as it were. You look further out and you can see where people may have lived in longer houses that were built with maybe straw and such for their roofs. You look again, like I say, you see the cooking areas, and there is the remains of a well that's kind of overgrown and the roots are on there. You get the feeling that the hamlet may have been on the floor, on the ground, and grew up with this tower, and now that's where it is. But you can definitely see the I say remains, but the memory or the history of a hamlet that once was, and looks like it's been in use probably by all the Stephans.
So Ruby will sort of like briefly point out to the others, you know, like fire pit, privy, water, and then go and start making tea. And as she sort of like the now familiar clattering of the kettles and the like rustling of the paper packets she keeps the thing, she's chattering quietly in Druidic like they're hearing one side of a conversation.
Okay. Let me just...
I'll go and take a seat.
Probably cross-legged on the floor.
The more you walk around the place, just out of like your periphery of your ears, which is a brilliant sentence that I never thought I'd say, but you can hear voices. They're very quiet. They're very not there when you turn. They're not threatening. It just seems to be murmuring of people present, as if you are hearing the echoes of people that once dwelled in this hamlet. You can hear the crackling of fire. Almost before Ruby gets it going, it starts to crackle, and you hear the ambience of these echoes that were once in this hamlet. Maybe the hamlet was called Puku. Who knows? You're cooking. You make your tea. You have the seating areas to yourselves. If you go looking for stuff, let me know. Other than that, you may talk to your heart's content. Go.
So, we have this diamond, but I'm not certain I can come with you back to your realm.
It makes sense.
Like comes over and starts handing people mugs and goes, well, the scroll we gave you, would any cleric?
It should be. Any cleric should be able to read it.
They don't need a level of study.
As long as they're, let's say, a few years, maybe, naturally gifted. Someone who works in a temple or place of worship high up, they should be able to do it.
So just to help, what Crystal does know is the fact that your deity can gift that particular spell to you eventually. A scroll of a spell that is not currently within your reach is a cheeky look at what you can become. So as long as it is on their path, then they are able to cast from the scroll.
Okay. We'll make sure that we have everything we need with us.
It'd be a shame to lose you from the group if we're going back home. It was nice meeting you. You were awesome.
It was lovely meeting you lot as well. Actually, I should probably look around this tower. I was informed that the thing that I needed to take back home was potentially here, so I should probably look for that before I accidentally get whisked off back to my own realm.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for something to kind of cure I guess you can call it an illness. My father has been for lack of better words, he's been a bit crazy and a little bit overprotective and almost like somebody's whispering in his ear. I'm fairly confident his right-hand duke is probably, poisoning his mind. And it's leading to some trouble in the kingdom, so...
You actually a princess?
We don't use the P word, but...
Okay. Because I thought I heard someone say that another time, but I thought they were just, because you're pretty and stuff.
I mean, the princesses don't have to be pretty.
No, but it's like a compliment thing. I thought someone was just... I can't even remember who said it. I just assumed someone was flirting with you.
Oh.
Yes. Might be able to roll like a medicine check or something, because Ruby's cured illnesses and possibly like mild illnesses of the mind, and probably had to deal with cases of poisoning.
You won't even need to roll, but you are fully aware that it does sound like poison, or even whether it be a verbal poison or a slipped poison.
So,
but the recognising of it, even with your knowledge, you wouldn't need to roll. You are aware that without physically being there examining them, you probably couldn't pull any. It sounds about right what Chris was saying, and you could probably agree with her that she's on the right track, but you won't be able to do any further diagnostics without being stood in front of the king.
Can't pull a little present out of my...
Jeremiah, no.
Out of packs of herbs and stuff.
But if you do help Crystal, it will give Crystal advantage if she's looking for stuff in the tower.
Ruby will help.
Cool. So as you see Ruby and Crystal go wandering off to have a look around the place, Crystal, can you give me an investigation check?
That is a dirty 20.
Cool. With advantage, yeah?
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah, because Ruby's helping you.
That is a 22.
Cool.
With advantage.
So, yourself and Ruby are wandering around and you're looking at these portions and these plinths, and Ruby's looking at the fauna that's around the place. Fauna? Flora? Flora. There's dinosaurs coming in. You're looking at the flora around the place. Jeremiah is the fauna. I am the fauna. You manage, and yourself, you're looking at the portions, and as you both sort of walk and pass certain elements of this tower, this hamlet up here, you feel, again to use the word, the echoes of these items, and they kind of pulse, and you recognise the ones that would give someone endurance, or give someone great strength, or heal people. The strongest one that pulls you, Crystal, is in the shape of a harp. It's very nicely done. It's not perfect with every single string of the harp, but the closer you get, you can see that there is a lot of love, a lot of passion, and a lot of talent put into this glass bottle shaped like a harp. The liquid within there is a deep, deep pink, so close to purple that if you tilt it in a light, it might be. It is radiating with healing. The plinth that it is on is the only one in this room that is made of a bone of a large creature. Without examining the bones more, you wouldn't be able to work out the creature. But whatever beast these collection of bones came from, it's the breaking down of a larger bone to make a plinth. And whatever creature it belonged to was massive. But it's the only one that seems to be made of bone, whereas the rest are these grown wooden plinths.
So Crystal will go over to the potion and just kind of like almost bend down and kind of like tilt her head this way and that and look over it before like touching it, and then just gently picking it up.
As you touch it, can you give me an intelligence save, please?
Right roll.
30-20.
Can you give me a dump stat roll, please? 20?
Oh wait,
Cool.
you mean wisdom?
charisma for
You
me.
bet.
Just make sure Ruby's got to intimidate someone. She's stamping her little foot.
As you pick it up, you feel it latch to like it's yours, like it's a toy from your childhood. You feel it that it belongs to you, and as you start to concentrate on it, kind of reflexively rather than I'm just going to have a look at this, you not black out, but you kind of stare at it and you kind of see imagery. You kind of hear imagery. You see Tabaxi running across the grass plains, forest all behind them. The trees there are very thin trunked and long weeping leaves, and you see Tabaxi running everywhere. They've got sheathed swords at their hips that are long and curved, like a long sword but with a curve to them, and they are just running and running, and you see what they're running from, and you see a smoke, a grey smoke, like a barbecue smoke rolling out after them, and they're just running from it. You can't see an enemy, as it were, chasing them or anything. And these Tabaxi are these cat folk. They are fully grown, you assume adults, just tear-assing across this plain, away from this smoke, this grey smoke. And then as you try to shake the imagery away, you can see, all of a sudden, scene change. There's a campfire not far. There is leaves pulled down. You look up and you can smell Juneberry, and you look around and there's blossom leaves all around you, just kind of floating down. It's night time, and there are two Tabaxi there. One is very large, got an absolute Dorito shape on them, thin tapered waist, shoulder. They're just massive, not like heavily muscled or all, just their frame is massive. They're in robes and like a kimono that you've only ever seen travelling to Everdawn as merchants. Remind you a little bit of some of Sapphire's attire, but not all of it. Skip leg day. Thighs on him like a tree trunk, Mabonix. But yes, this, and they're stood there, and they seem to. You can see as the firelight crackles and flickers. You see through the blossom leaves. You see that there is grey around the mouth and the eyes, and flashes of it going back over the ears. And the Tabaxi itself has got a bit of a almost house cat sort of look to them, rather than jungle cat, predator cat that a lot of the stories speak of. They just look like a very large cat. However, the person in front of them is super short, akin to that of, you could probably compare them to a dwarf in stature. They're short, broad, stocky. All they do is leg day. They're covered in square segments of leather armour that, again, were the merchants that came to you in the kimonos and such, had guards with them, and they had these little rectangular leather pieces all tied together in armour, and they wore these big domed helmets that slide off to the side. They have a sheathed sword on their back. You've never ever seen it on their back, you've only ever seen it at their hips. And the very large Tabaxi hands over the harp bottle filled with a pink liquid and gives it to the short, what you assume is a warrior Tabaxi. From their fur you can just see small circles of black on grey fur just every now and then. Give me a nature check.
19.
19. Like a leopard, a cheetah, a jaguar, but from the fur and the thickness and sight and the stockiness, you'd assume a jaguar for, learning about such animals as such. They're shorter and more powerful, whereas the cheetahs and leopards are usually taller and speedier when it comes to the Tabaxi race, from what you can remember. They hand over the potion. There is a moment of silence between them both, and then the warrior turns and walks off into the night. The tall Tabaxi, broad shoulders, stands and just looks up and lets the Juneberry blossom leaves fall on him. And then you just hear a war horn, and the image fades away, and you are back in the room with this lot. But what you took from that also is the feeling of very, very powerful curative energies in this potion ball. And before we go any further, it's 9:30, so we're going to have a break. Alright, none of this 5-hour session stuff again. So, thank you so much for hanging out with us so far. Thank you from the raid. If any of the raiders are still around, thank you very much from Poland. I hope you had a great Warhammer game. We're going to crack on. We're going to go get a drink, go to the loo, and then we'll be back in about 10 minutes, 15 tops. So, see you in a bit, folks. See you in a bit. Hello, is it me you're looking for? It should be. Right, we're back. So, welcome back. Thank you if you're still around or you've just turned up, etc., etc. Heavyweight gaming, social media, sponsors. Love you all. Let's go. You guys are in the hamlet of Puku, at the top of the tower of Puku. You defeated the perfect timing after my laptop died. Did a restart. Oof. Oof. You're taking a bit of a rest, as it were. Stefan, in whatever form or whatever you taken from his words thus far, you are maybe not confident, but you're trusting that there is a bit of time that you can get a rest and still be able to resurrect Xandria. A rest you believe to be a wise decision before you enter the fray again. So you are doing a bit of tea making, chilling out, exploring the place. Crystal has found what she can confidently say is a very powerful curative potion with a bit of a dream attached. Yeah, and you can still hear the echoes of folk that once resided here many, many moons ago, and the crackling of a fire. So, Ruby and Crystal, you've done your little exploration. Ruby, I will say, when you were helping Crystal, the flora that you interacted with interacted back, like bloomed when you got close to it, and then the bloom faded within itself again as you passed on to others, and it felt very reactive to your touch and presence.
Ruby has new friends.
What are Ari, Sapphire and Kess doing while Ruby and Crystal were investigating? I'm assuming Xandria is laid comfortably on one of the cot beds.
Yeah. She's not joining the conversation, that's for sure.
I'm just thinking,
I mean, she would if we didn't need a rope.
You've attached some ropes to her hands and I've got the tearing.
Oh, we can end up burning this now.
Yeah.
No, that's
definitely what we want to do in front of Kess.
So
a really great way for...
Sapphire has just kind of had a little wander around the main room, kind of looked out for any comfy looking boxes or just a place to curl up.
Give me a perception check.
Oh God. 18. I realised I shouldn't. Oh, that's pretty damn good. That's a 19.
Cool.
We're gonna come back and find you sat in a crate.
In the or where all the seating areas are, there's like I say, it's kind of taken over what would have been the hamlets, like town square, like Market Square, whatever, the central part of this hamlet. You notice that as it reaches towards the back walls and such, there is a like broken horseshoe shape. So it's got the curved bit, but then the centre bit missing, and they're all facing each other. There is a table in the middle that is just made from carved a chunk of tree that's just been carved into the shape of a table, or enough that you could put drinks and such on it. But what the angle of the chairs is, there is a object that has got a very large cloth over it that seems to be a cloth of moss and twigs, and it's just covering something stood up, like it's covering a like a wardrobe, a mirror, an easel, something that's stood up there, but it's covered in a cloth. But for comfort and where you'd probably fit and curl yourself, that's the most comfiest looking thing. Entirely up to you, Sapphire. You can just go sleep on another bed.
Sapphire would probably pull the thing off, like the covering off, to see what was under it, just because of curiosity. Oh god, I just said that, and he's a cat.
Guess
The
what killed?
satisfaction brought him back.
That is true.
Hey, whoa! I'm
That's a bit
not
people forget.
touching the dead cow. This will satisfy him. So, as you pull the cloth off, there is a very, very, very antique, ornate mirror. Like, the mirror itself is oval. All round the outer casing, it's super old, super. Like I say, you probably see this on a reality drama show on a stage somewhere where people are bidding for it. This thing is, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. It doesn't belong here. It is more metallic, like it's brass and coppers that are twisted and turned, and the shaping that goes all around the mirror is nothing specific. It's not like flowers or anything like that. It's just twistings of metal. It looks alright. I say pretty. And then a beautiful piece of mirror glass in it. And as you take it off, you just kind of go an intake of breath. You see yourself splendid and glorious in the mirror.
Is it just my reflection? Just to check, because we've had some shit with mirrors.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, is it him just, being
It's
his
a
handsome
dinosaur.
self? Or is it...
You see yourself, it reacts when you react and wave and stick your tongue out and all that blather.
Probably would do that kind of stuff too. Okay,
Best way
yeah.
to test mirrors, stick your tongue out.
He'll be like, oh, that's quite nice. Is it? How heavy is it?
Do you pick it up?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a charisma save, please.
Fuck. Oh no.
That one I can do.
10.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get back to you. Kess, Harry, what are you doing? You just see Ruby and Crystal like expecting the floor, or looking at the glass portions. Sapphire seems to be like nosing around and like touching some of the furniture, probably gauging how soft it is and such. Kind of doing all the stuff at the same time, so we'll get to the kills everyone bit in a minute.
Oh yes.
Kind of look at Cass. Are you okay?
We just need to get moving again. There's a lot going on. What we need the closest temple to the Copper Forest, but I don't think the Eagles is a safe place to go at the moment.
Not from what Stefan was showing me. It's been overrun. So, yeah, unless you want fiend in your temple, which I don't. Like, the closest one to where we know there's an entrance to the Copper Forest is the City of Ravens.
According to the
Down south.
stories, Harry, anywhere there's a tree is the Copper Forest.
We've also got Rostart as well.
Rostat was getting absolutely decimated last thing we heard, though.
There was word that the House of Torah breached into the House of Forge, his lands.
I don't know if anywhere's going to be fully. There's a civil war going on. It's just trying to find somewhere that's going to be somewhat amenable for us to at least get in a temple and get people that know what they're doing.
I think the capital might be wisest.
It's going to be the biggest. It's going to have the most temples and probably the most protection around it.
We need to get Drea sorted, and then I need to return to the forest. We've left it far too long.
Yeah, I understand. I just wanted to get my brother back. Apparently that won't happen.
There's just another step.
Just wanted my brother back.
We'll get him back. If there's one thing that you know, it's that I definitely won't be leaving that other one standing.
Yeah. Especially because anywhere near Ulrich.
It was helpful of them to line themselves up, wasn't it?
It was interesting to talk promises. I've named this, you know. This.
The sword. Most blades are named.
So, weird vision I had where apparently it's some kind of shard of chaos. It's less problematic than it sounds.
Ari, so far I have been to the plane of souls and I'm now in a plane of echoes chasing after your brother. If you told me that your left boot was a shard of chaos, I'd probably believe you at this point.
Yeah. It's, he's Eagle's promise. So it's an interesting one to talk promise. So we'll see what happens to that, but apparently the promises are still in there for Ulrich and Xandria, which is problematic.
And what have you promised exactly that you've promised to both Ulrich and Drea?
Yeah, I was tricked into the second.
Harry,
Ulrich
what have you
is
done?
the blade is promised to Ulrich, or Ulrich is promised to the blade. It's complicated. And the second I was tricked into. I don't fully understand it. But I might need to go and have a chat with someone who does understand it more. We'll fix it.
I think it's bold that you think you could win in a fight against Drea.
Yeah,
Eagle's promise or not.
true. She knows exactly how to get to me, so.
I don't need to hear that, Ari. I really, really, truly do not. But we'll bring her back and she'll give us both what for.
She'll give us so much shit.
How much more time do you think your brother will need to rest?
Ari, you are aware that Stefan is able to recuperate his energy in half the time that you are.
He's not like you and Drea. He doesn't need as long as some of the rest of us.
Ari, you have noticed we've travelled together for months. You know I don't go into trance like Drea does.
Yeah.
I sleep 8 hours the same as the rest of you.
I just assumed.
That what, I just slept a lot? Or...
I'll take a bit of a rest anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna go check on the others. And he'll just kind of like pat Harry on the head, like, "You really not noticed that? All
I
this
like
time?"
Slightly difficult question. Fuck off, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Love that response.
As you are,
Also, love Kess's response of, Ari, what did you do?
as Ari is, bearing all, Sapphire, you step forward, you grab the mirror to, for some reason, test your strength. And it is freezing. You look around the place, you look behind you, no mirror. You are in a winter forest. Very much like, not quite home where it's eternally wintry, but winter has come over this forest, and the trees are, you can see the frost on them, and the leaves are not used to it being winter. If there's any leaves on any of the trees in front of you, they're very few. And it is a woodland that stretches as far as the eye can see. When you look skyward, you can see mountain tops that are covered in snow and ice. You look to your left, your right, you just seem to be in an artist's imagination of a winter scene. Sat on a stump about 60 feet from you, totally oblivious to your presence. On the floor, there is a backpack, similar to what you've seen of your companions or other folk going travelling. There are like 50-foot rope, a ladder, all tied to it. Just sat down. There is a small fire going, very small fire. You wouldn't cook on it. It's more, well, you can't work out why you'd make such a small fire. There is a long bow and quiver on the floor, full of arrows. Nothing seems to like strike you about it. There's a spear on the floor, similar to that you would see from Viconi, just long wooden sharp bit of metal on the end. There's no beauty to it, no intrinsic design to it, very basic. Resting against the pack, there is a corset of gold and silver. It looks more like it would be worn for armour rather than out and about. Sat on the stump, you assume to be the owner of the backpack, corset and spear and such, is Arterian. The humanoid that you saw down in the depths with the Tatharin Sasha's soul anvil and such, stood there looking very young and vibrant, no blindfold. The corset, you can assume, is theirs. They're in their winter clothing. They're dressed against the elements. They seem to be playing with what you think is glass in their hand, and you can't see heat or tools, but they seem to be shaping the glass that's in their fingertips. Long silver hair, has the same vibrant presence of Xandria. When Xandria's fierceness comes forward and you feel her presence, and she almost takes the room from sheer presence, you get that off Arterian, like you can feel their presence. Look up across to you. Hello, stranger. Sit by the fire.
Hello. Yes, sure. I'll join you. Sapphire moves over towards kind of takes a knee in a way that, they could spring up if they need to.
Claws
and
out.
is very much opposite the fire to Arterion.
As you get closer, this fire is like you could probably warm a cup of tea on it. There's nothing useful about this fire in these elements. And you do see that next to Arterion on the log that he's sat on, or that they're sat on, sorry, you see the little glass marbles, and then you see in their hand, when you roll dough into a ball, you can see that this chunk of glass is not ball shape, and they are just rolling it in their palm of their hands, and you can see it taking shape as they do it into a marble. Arterion just reaches back and offers you dried meats and fruits from a sack, you assume, or some ration packs. Arterion looks very much the storybook adventurer in front of you, apart from the fact that they are rolling glass marbles.
I'll turn down the offer of food very gently and just. What is it you're doing there? How are you doing that?
It is a trick that I learned in my youth, long ago, of course, but really making marbles for the children. They go quite well. We are. Sorry, my apologies. I am Arterion of the Court of Borrowed Silver. And this is a hobby. The younglings enjoy the marbles. They play games with them. Not a game I've ever played.
Is this when you say you're of the silver core? What do you? Sorry, I should have
Borrowed.
My name's Sapphire.
Hello, Sapphire. You appear to be from. Kind of eyes you up and down many realms.
I have travelled quite far in my lifetime, yes, and I've seen many things, and not quite sure how I got here, but that's okay. I've had days like that too. What are you doing here?
Oh, I am merely a figment of your imagination, created by whoever it is behind that tree over there. But it seems the way that you are looking at me that the memory's not quite right, and I don't belong here. Maybe I did the illusion wrong. Maybe
Look over
maybe
at
it
the
needs
tree.
more work. Give me a perception check.
That's surprisingly honest. An 11.
11. You don't see anybody behind the tree. What you do see just hanging off a low branch. I say low. You'd probably stand and take it low rather than it's not floor branch. A cross of wood. Yep. With several strings hanging from it, and what appears to be a scarf or maybe a blindfold hanging off the strings. Yes, didn't work. Maybe I pulled too many memories. Yes. Well, I have to go now. And
Wait, what? Who are you? What is this?
you
What is
just
going
you just see Arterion, the backpack, everything. Still the wintry scene. And then out from behind the tree steps, and it is a case of I cannot help myself but say that this creature is beautiful. It is a instant reaction as soon as they appear. Beautiful. There's no thinking, no nothing. As they stride towards you, they do not leave a print in the snow. They pick up the puppet strings and the scarf, slowly wrap them together and place them beneath their very long, winter, expensive, fur-lined coat. It has a similar fashion to that of Ravenholm, but you can imagine that the fashion that you are seeing is retro compared to the modern things that you've seen Harry wearing those so far. Their hair is long, and at first you think black. As they get closer, you see the real dark blue nightshade colours running through it. There are elements of like black, so black, oil black, but kind of hidden with the blues. And there is no breeze in this winter forest, but their hair has a slight behaviour of its own as it kind of flicks over the shoulders, the high fur. The jacket is beautiful, of a deep, deep brown, sort of bear fur colour. as it hangs down and low, fits their physique, and then gives the big puffy fur on the sides. You can see ruffled shirts beneath of definitely a silken material. Colours seem to be of blues and blacks and maybe reds in there. You can't quite see as if it's changing colour maybe, or just the way they approach. Their face is just perfect. However, Sapphire tries to Sapphire would not be able to describe a single feature on this face. Every time they would be asked about the face, they would simply say it was beautiful, perfect, no blemishes. You couldn't describe the nose, the mouth, the cheekbones, even the colour of the eyes. Simply that their face is perfect. And what you do notice, probably because you've got them yourself, is two very large fangs that just kind of reach down over the bottom lip. And this beautiful creature steps right up to you, completely ignoring the fact that you are like, well, hello, and just starts walking around you, inspecting you, tapping their lips, licking their teeth. That I can't do because I don't have pointy teeth, but that's not a point. You feel the temperature is real. You can smell winter. I mean, you're from Viconia. This is very... You know it's not Viconia, but you're very aware what winter is like. And they're just looking you up and down. Well, aren't you a specimen? Maybe this memory would work. And as you turn to be like where they're walking around, you turn back to see, to like, as they come back around this side, they don't come back around that side. Soul Taker does. It's like they changed outfits as they came round back at you. Brother.
Okay, can we not play this game? Who are you?
I'm Soul Taker, your sister. We grew up together.
Yeah, okay, it's very impressive. You've done well. That's a good reconstruction.
You don't believe it. Soul Taker vanishes and you're left with this beautiful creature. How did you get in here?
Where is here?
Here
and then
is
I'll
home.
tell you. It's not my home. You have to be more specific.
Why? I've told you the answer to your question.
Is it your home?
That is why I called it home.
Is anyone else at home here?
Only when I please, or only when I... Did you touch my mirror?
I touched a mirror. If it is yours, then I guess so.
You always touch things that do not belong to your sticky paws.
When they're pretty, often, actually, yeah. I only wanted to look, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought I'd lift it and show it to my friends before covering it back up. It was
Childish.
abandoned. I'd get called that often too, yes.
Who are your friends? And where is that mirror?
You'd have to, like... I am the worst person to have tried to get information out of for this, I'm afraid. I don't know. I've been following other people.
You wanted information from me?
Yeah, I'd like to know how to get back more than anything.
Tell me where it is, and I can tell you how you can get back to it. Or you can sit with my many friends. And they just produce, out of nowhere, the puppet strings. Nothing hanging off the strings, just holding the wood. Strings hanging down and just nothing on it. Maybe you can join my friends. Or go home and simply tell me where your home is.
Where I found your mirror is not my home.
Then tell me one or the other, and I will share.
Who are you? I have given you my name. And you have been peering into my memories.
I didn't peer as much as you threw them at me when you stepped through. My name is not important, for I have many, none of them given to me myself. In fact, my true name I have forgotten many I don't know if moons pass here, but your folk give me many names.
Do you have a preference? Just something I can call you while we speak? I don't want to be rude.
What would you call me if you were to name me?
I don't know. Let's go with Selena.
You fucked that one, Eddie.
Right as I'm drinking, motherfucker.
You're lucky you're not now playing an NPC called Dickhead.
Try again.
Yeah. I prefer Vlad. Selena is good. I am Selena. What do you wish to know? Or what do you wish to further know?
Well, what were you doing? Why were you practicing creating illusions that could fool me? What was the purpose?
Boredom. Now I've answered your question, you answer mine. Where is my mirror? Where did you find it?
In a place called the Realm of Echoes.
There is no such realm.
Then I don't know what to tell you. That's what it was called when I went there. It was in some kind of tower in this place.
A tower?
Tower, yes.
Who guards it?
I don't know. Lots of weird orbs of memory of other lives. Like it seemed to be connected to different planes where different choices in our lives had played out, and there were different us's.
Do any of the falcons reside in its presence?
Sure. I seriously, out of everyone that could have found your mirror, I'm the worst one to have asked these questions.
And yet here you are.
I guess I'm just too curious for my own good.
Where is Reinhardt?
You know Reinhardt?
I know Reinhardt. Where is he?
I don't know.
Still fighting the war?
I believe so, yes. Although it's turning somewhat. So, like,
I can't make you roll a deception check because Sapphire ain't got a fucking
doesn't
clue.
know.
Sapphire does not know.
He's like, probably.
He thinks Reinhardt's local bit.
I was literally going to take out my notebook and start writing notes when I was asking questions earlier, and I was like, no, because Sapphire won't keep track of this.
I wrote your notes for you,
I
don't
almost
worry.
feel bad for this poor bastard.
I know,
Yeah.
the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, anyone else in the party would have been a better.
Bristol would have
Reinhardt's
given me a
still
better roll.
fighting the war. He's now several centuries out of date with the news.
How fares the boy?
I mean, you might have to be more specific on that one.
Steinson.
Who?
I tire of you. Where is Ulrich, the child that rides with Reinhardt?
Child. I can't tell you an exact location. I have seen him before, but I don't know where he is right now.
And the Jesuit?
I've heard that word.
How are you still alive?
I fight well?
I don't believe that for a second.
I fight well.
Don't do it, Sapphire. Look at him. I'm gonna fucking... What would you like to do, Sapphire? I'd like to roll initiative.
Can you imagine if, like, Sapphire, like, circumvented the entire plot of this campaign by taking out whoever this creepy whatever the heck he
The
is.
left hand or right
Yeah,
hand of
it's-
Reinhardt. Yeah, that
I was gonna
one.
say, is
Yeah.
Sapphire about
Like,
to do a like
Couple
kill
of
Hitler's
hundred
granddad?
centuries out of date. Like,
Yeah. If he's never born, it'll never happen.
To be fair, Sapphire thought that when he met the when he first came across the younger version of our dear friend, our bondage elf friend. I can't tell you where Ulrich is. I don't know where he is. Last time I saw him, he was a sapphire dragon for a while. But I'm answering a lot more questions now than you did. Like, I've given you quite a lot of information.
That's debatable. Fine. Ask
Sassy.
your questions.
How do I get back where I was? How do I exit your mirror?
I let you out.
That's fair.
It's my home. The same way you would let me out of your home.
Are you stuck here? Can you leave when you want to? Or...
Do not let another immortal dickhead out of whatever is trapping.
Shut up,
you,
Ruby, you're not
please.
there.
We've
You're not there,
got
Ruby. Shut up.
enough to...
Ruby dies. She has a heart attack and dies. Oh shit, a Zoom frozen. That was... I didn't mean it! I didn't mean it! Oh no!
Deal
Oh,
with.
she's back. She's back.
Rude. Too late. I'm finding my... It's too late. You said she died. I'm making my spirit of the gods, and I'm coming back with all these tales from the beyond, and I'm gonna have Kess breathing dragon fire.
That's Andrea. Fine, you may leave. But first, you must share a drink with me.
Are you gonna die?
I guess, sure?
Say there's no
Why? I'm
obligation.
confused.
It is the hospitality of the home owner. You are in my home. Uninvited, but I did not kill you on sight. Therefore I have accepted you into my home. It would be rude of me not to share a drink.
Right, where I'm from, we have similar customs, so I appreciate that.
And from their belt, they produce a water skin that looks like it's unnecessarily decorated with filigree all over the skin, over the water skin of silver filigree. You have a cup.
Sapphire does, I think, have a tankard in his bag.
I'd assume you'd have some drinking vessel.
Yeah, he has a wineskin, but I think he has a tankard as well. So yeah, he'll pull out the tankard out of his satchel. Just...
Fills both cups with a deep red liquid. Ronseal.
We had a monk.
Sapphire will sniff it.
It smells rosy.
Oh, that could have been a lot worse. Okay. To a strange meeting. You said?
Give me a wisdom save
Oh,
as
shit.
you smell it.
Let's pick a different dice. Oh yeah, no, that's quite good. That's a 19.
Well, that might be enough. Okay. You smell. You get that rosy smell. The smell is an illusion, but it still smells rosy.
Okay.
Just raises their cup and takes a deep swig.
Sapphire will do the same.
Cool.
Definitely people.
It's definitely not rose wine, is it?
No.
As you drink it, it's thick. You still get that rose like scent, even though you're now aware of it. There's a sweetness to it, and then a bit of a. You kind of get that like it's a bit zinky, and
It's
yeah.
the slight coppery aftertaste.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
Like
you
licking a
burp. Yeah. Lots of them. You may leave. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for letting me leave. What would you like the mirror put anywhere in particular? Or should I just cover it back up?
Leave it where it is, but do not cover it.
Okay. I will. Okay, cool. Yes, leaving now, please.
Just gestures behind you, and as you turn, you see a oval portal the same shape as the mirror.
Monk speed through that shit.
And you,
Step the fuck away.
as you step, you literally step out of it like you stepped through a hole. And when you turn, it's just a mirror and a reflection of yourself.
I will cover that shit back up.
Cool.
Oof.
You four, give me a perception check.
Shit.
Blood all over Sapphire's face.
Nat 1, so no.
Oh god.
20, 26, not 20.
Cool. Anyone who basically got 12 and above
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
have seen Sapphire disappear, reappear. You didn't see them Sapphire disappear. You just turned and was like, "Where the fuck's Sapphire?" But you three, did you get that one, Harry?
Yes.
Yeah, you three see Sapphire step out of the mirror like it's a hole.
Yes, will rush over, because for 2 minutes, you left for 2 minutes.
What? Where did you go?
If you look at the mirror, it's just a mirror. There's no hole.
What did you touch?
I literally was gonna show you guys this mirror. Because I thought it was really out of place and I thought Stefan might know what it was.
So you touched it?
That seems
How was I
like a
going to bring it
terrible
to
idea.
you? You were busy.
What have you learned? Don't touch things. Especially not here.
The thing in there was crazy powerful.
No.
Excuse me?
Sapphire!
What?
Just drop
It's-
that. Just drop that.
It's still in there.
Ruby is like
The
what?
what?
Arms folded, like stood behind Cass, like.
Whatever it was plucking memories and trying to reproduce them with illusions. Didn't do so great on the first one. I figured it out very quickly. And so by the time they tried to do another one, I already knew there were illusions happening. It was very weird. But whatever they were, they're old, and their knowledge is quite out of date. They were asking about Reinhardt and Ulrich. Yeah, they talked about Ulrich being the child that rides with Reinhardt, so that was funny. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should just cover this back up and just pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Let's put this in the corner and just...
Did it seem like whatever was in there was put in there?
Well, they
Maybe
called it.
for everyone else's own good.
They called it their home, so I don't know if that was their choice or if that was forced upon them. But they didn't seem like when I asked if they could leave, they didn't seem too forthcoming. But I couldn't leave without them permitting me to do so. So that suggests they've got some kind of control over it from that side, at least.
Why would they permit you to do so?
I think because I'm an idiot. They were asking me lots of questions, and unlike some of you, I don't know this realm as like this. Well, not this realm. I don't know where you're all from as well as you do. And when there's things that aren't related to things I need to know, I tend to not.
Pay
So
attention.
it asked you questions you couldn't answer, it sent you away.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been worse. 'Cause
Well, yeah,
it-
Yeah.
you could have ended up with some kind of obligation or something. You walk into something's home through a mirror.
You know how, we've been in and out of, like, the different Fey realms, and we've been in and out of different realms.
And
You
we
didn't
said
give it your
don't
real
talk
name,
to
did
anyone.
you?
Well, I didn't give any names this time. I gave no descriptions. I was very vague with the stuff I did know, and the stuff that I didn't know, that's fine because I didn't know it. But yeah, they were interested in all of you. I didn't say anything. They don't even know how many of you there are, etc. Like, I was very good this time. I learned.
Well done for
Sapphire.
not saying stuff.
When you say they don't know how many of you there is, I did very well. You hear the same voice in your mind. 6.
What was that face? No, Sapphire. Sapphire.
Are you alright?
Sapphire.
Did you sustain an injury whilst you were in there? Did they hear?
I heard it.
You heard what?
You heard what?
Its voice.
What
Their voice.
You didn't take anything from them when...
They wouldn't let me leave unless I had a drink.
What did they give you?
There's just like a stream, like a sub everyone else's level. There's now just a stream of halfling that you have come to recognise as casting.
I'm pretty sure they were somewhat vampiric. I think what I drank was blood. It was illusion to smell like nice rose wine.
Oh.
Children are taught not to take food and drink from strangers.
In Viconia, when you go into someone's home, they have to provide you hospitality. It's part of the law. And they mentioned all of that, and they have access to my brain.
In Ravenholm,
Crystal just pats Sapphire on the shoulder.
They could control whether I came out or not.
Where you're from, every time you go into someone's house, they give you a drink, and it's not part of that custom for them to say that the drink does not provide you an obligation, because that's every way like drilled into us as Bavans, is if strange people who might not be, might be fae, sorry Cass, but that's,
No, she's got a point.
We were told the same thing.
That's not how...
Don't go off the path. Don't accept hospitality.
Yeah, and do you remember how new that was to me when we were in the Fae Realm? I didn't know that then. I learned that from you guys.
And then promptly unlearned it. And
Well, I
now
didn't
you
give
have
any
people
names this
speaking
time.
to you in your
Guys,
brain.
guys. Okay, he's made a mistake. We can fix this.
Can you? I mean, I'm not... Vampire's not area of my study, but I remember some old stories, and if a vampire gives you blood to drink, doesn't that turn you into a vampire?
No, that's a wives' tale.
Oh, okay.
That first one looks very concerned.
I mean, I trust her if she says it's not true. Like I say, that was stories to scare each other on Samhain night, but...
Though was don't go off the path or the Fae will get you.
Hey, in Viconia, if someone comes into your home, you are obligated to provide them hospitality.
Yeah, but Sapphire, you're off the path and the Fae's about to get you. Stop winding him up.
We need...
What's all the shouting about? And you notice Stefan is sat in his bed cot, just upright, just like rubbing his eyes. It's been about since you've cooked and walked around, cooked and done your teas and walked around and checked for the portions and had your little discussion with Harry and such, and made sure Xandria's comfortable and gone through a mirror to a realm of death. It's been about 4 hours, and Stefan is kind of just woke up maybe 5 minutes early from his long rest.
You've got a cursed mirror here, love.
We ran into a small problem.
Small problem. I don't know about, but the cursed mirror. Do you mean that one? And points towards the one that's covered with the moss.
Yes.
Yeah. Sapphire went through it, spoke to whatever was on the other side, drank some blood they gave him, and came back through. And now he hears their voice.
Sapphire's ears are flattened and his tail is like gently swishing.
It's the
along
first
ground.
genuine smile you've seen on Stefan's face in months. That's stupid, but not in an insulting way. Like Stefan's kind of like, Did you keep it covered? Keep it covered. Oh, that's gonna hurt you later on, Sapphire. You don't want to. I don't. Leave it with me.
What is it?
It's,
Well, we're already going to a temple. Let's see what exorcisms they can do on him. Maybe they'll
gonna
be able to
say-
We
strip
think-
something out.
I
Purge
think.
it out of him?
Ooh, it's not.
You know it's good when the wizard just goes, oh,
There are
You did what now?
any creatures we call vampire out here are not. They're not true. They're just angry. There's only like, how do I word this? Like the dragons, they were once here. They were very powerful, and then they went away. It's the same with those that drink blood and, you know, chase the. Yes, D&D boy band. It is very okay for you to give us a little raid when your stream ends. It's very much appreciated.
Encouraged, even.
I mean, if you're called D&D boy band, then I feel like you have
Yeah,
to.
you kind of
Well,
win.
I was
Can't-
thinking.
right. That's it. Yeah, whatever you want to do it. The vampires, let's call them vampires. They it's the same. They don't belong here anymore. We think there's only a couple of true creature, vampire, whatever you want to call them, and they were locked away. We think Reinhardt
In
did
mirrors,
it.
and
Yeah,
pointedly
yes.
stares at.
Yes, Sapphire. Unfortunately, that is. I think you maybe have confirmed it. One of the mirrors that we believe Reinhardt used to lock away a vampire, which sounds very simple when I say it out loud, but keep it covered. I'm not going anywhere. I'll look into it and see. Not look into it. Haha.
Yeah, but
I'll study more. I feel a bit better actually. What you've had? What do you want to do? What do you need me to do? Where can I send you? Do you just want to go home, Ari?
Ari, Cass will look to you. Miss Crystal, obviously, will have a different plan.
Oh,
Um,
before we decide on this, I picked up this, and she shows the little harp potion bottle, and she looks at Sapphire. Sapphire, you're a tabaxi, right?
Yeah. He seems a little downtrodden now. But yeah.
Is there nothing like this I'm aware of is happening in my realm, but is there something going on with the tabaxi running away from something? Being chased by something?
Well, I mean, where I studied under my sensei, we fought fiends. We specifically were trained to fight and defeat fiends. So running away from, probably not. There's a lot of sick tabaxi though.
How sick?
Dying, plague, like. It's actually the reason I came to Ravenholm in the first place.
Okay. You take this then.
He looks really confused with his big paw. Takes it.
You.
What? Okay. I don't
It's
understand.
a really good healing potion-y, tensionary, magical thing, and it probably could help.
It's translation from a language, roughly tears of a titan.
What this gentleman said.
It is very powerful, and I don't think it works alone though. You might need to. I don't know how it works. It's old. Everything here is old. It's an echo of the past. What can I say?
It might be helpful. If it's
Oh, that sounds
one key
amazing.
piece. Who knows?
Thank you.
But your da.
Oh, I'll find something else.
Are you sure?
could just get rid of the jerk.
I could.
Now I was gonna try and put together anything I have that does general, you know, poison, like restoration from poison, just on the off chance that something I might be able to give you would stick. But I can also give you things for getting rid of jukes. I have a lot of different plants in my bag.
There are magics that remove curses. Crystal, was it? maybe if you find one or are able to cast it yourself. I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'm pretty sure I can find an alternative solution to the problem.
Stefan looks at you all, and Owlbearer just elbows Stefan enough to like nudge him. So, what next?
I believe Crystal will be returning to where she is needed. And we will be returning to where we are. If you could take us to one of the temples in the City of Ravens, please.
I can get you to the City of Ravens, yes. Is it all go now, or do you need more time to rest? Have any of you slept?
I think we're best to go now.
Okay.
I'm sure a temple will let us sleep there, but Stefan, do you want company? When you stay here, do you want company?
I work really well alone.
Oh, he's ever so quiet. He won't bother you unless...
Looking around, confused.
And she holds out her hand, and Jeremiah is set there like, hello.
With all due respect, Ruby, I haven't cared for animals since I was a child.
He will care for himself. He is willing to stay if you would like the company. Something grounding.
Stefan looks at
But
Harry.
he needn't stay if you...
As Harry, he looks at Harry seeking approval. Do you nod or shake?
He seems good.
Then I would love the company of
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, and kind of nods towards the mouse. I'm sure we can share many a tale.
Ha! Out of character, see what you did there. But yeah, while they sort of like discuss Ruby's like little goodbye and a behave and a...
Jeremiah crept
Remember to wash behind your ears and eat your veg.
See you later, Ruby. So, Crystal, are you good to go now, or is there anywhere else?
Can't think of anywhere else. Although, no, maybe I should just go home. Maybe I should have a look around my area and see if there's anything that can help. I don't think I can find much else here.
If you are
Or I might be able to, who knows?
If you're on the path of a cleric, then you will definitely find a prayer that will help you, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there a specific place?
Wouldn't say go home. That's probably a bad idea, you know, considering iron grip on
I can
the,
send you anywhere in Colossus. Your Colossus.
You know, I've always wanted to visit Atoria.
I can send you to Atoria. It's very warm. Well, just give me a moment. And he goes back to the study area and he like fishes through some scrolls and he comes back. And there is one of the window is shaped like the Corinthian helmets. And the helmet itself is a window frame and there's panes of glass in the helmet itself. This one should get you there. A moment passes, starts to
Just
trace.
while he's getting that, I just want to make sure that Kess got everything that they needed back off of Crystal before she fucks off.
Hey, thanks for the diamond.
One set of remains, one diamond, one scroll.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Crystal passes it over.
Yeah.
She's not made fakes while you're on asleep.
Also, Ruby will be giving her a big hug, and also the sugar glider gets many hugs.
Bartholomew!
He's
very
called
quiet.
Bartholomew. I forgot he was called Bartholomew. I love him. I love
He's so
sugar
quiet.
gliders.
Holy smokes. Stefan carries on casting the spell and draws out the picture as if joining dots or stars together in front of him that recreate the picture of the Corinthian helm on the parchment in his hand. When he's finished it and that final dot is joined, the parchment into nothing but dust and glitter, and a portal opens. Beyond it you can hear seaside noises, children laughing, birds, coastal birds cawing loudly, die bombing for chips. And you see large ships ahead of you, and there is some port town that is on the other side of this portal. What you notice is there's other mirrors and furniture on the back of this wagon that this mirror is on that you're about to step through. But it is at the port dock, at this port town. Does smell and feel very warm, much like Atoria. See many folks in tunics.
Crystal will look at everyone and just do like a little curtsy and just go, well, it has been an honour, and I really do hope that you get all your problems solved, and Kess, I pray that you can bring Drea back and you can be reunited, and hopefully we'll see each other again.
Thank you for all your help.
Take care, everyone.
You've been great, Crystal. Take care.
Okay.
And then she just steps through the portal.
You step through, you all see Crystal. Immediately wind catches her hair from the port town. Like, steady her feet as she steps onto the back of this wagon. You see a bronze-skinned older chap, weathered face, sort of just appear in front of her. And you just hear him go, bloody hell did you come from? And woof, the portal disappears. Well, that's one down. One cleric out the way. Just a 4, sorry, 5. Owlbearer, is it? Just a nod from Owlbearer. You have a place you wish to go? And Owlbearer points at Sapphire and the kimono that's intertwined with Sapphire's other clothing. Ah, Vey, okay. Vey it is. Anywhere particular? Just shakes his head. Okay. Goes, finds some parchment. While he's finding parchment, Owlbearer just looks at all of you. Small side smile. Nods at every one of you. Puts his hand over his heart.
Oh, he gets hugged. I mean, Ruby can only hug up to like his knees, but everyone's getting a hug from Ruby.
Owlbearer will hug back. But in a kind of... You land the hug, and then there's a pat on the back, and then a squeeze. Thank you for the raid, D&D boy band. And Samarius, Cludicious, Jaeger Project. Quality. Smashing it out. Thank you very much. And Owlbearer stands back as Stefan returns with a piece of parchment with a blossom tree on it. And each bits of the blossom seem to have a reflective surface, as if each blossom leaf has the mirror / echo that he's going to cast. He starts joining the dots again, very much like a star constellation in front of him. You see this beautiful starlit interpretation of a blossom tree. The portal opens, and there is a temple with a dome, long pillars, and you see lots and lots of folk. From where you can see, some of them look elven, maybe human. There's quite a few tabaxi running around. Imagine you were to take the furs away and such from Sapphire and are left with only his Vey clothing. You see a temple of folk running around in the kimonos, doing their day-to-day. Sapphire, you immediately see that they are performing just the works that you do as part of your disciplinary training. Like, they wash, they cook, they clean, they exercise, and you can see them all just going through their daily routines. And it is a temple rather than a town or anything. And Owlbearer nods at Stefan. Stefan holds the portal open, nods back, last nod at you all, and Owlbearer steps through the portal. Stefan closes the portal behind you, and that's the last scene of Vale you see. Just the four of you now. City of Ravens, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get you to the city. It's not as accurate as you can see as the door of a building, but I'll get you to the city. The rest you'll have to do yourself. Okay. Goes looking and comes back with a scroll with a raven on it, and in the raven's claws it's holding a mirror. This'll get you to the city, brother.
Come. I wish you could come.
Soon. Just do your bit, and then I'll come home. Just look after Nikolai. I think he's in more danger than he thinks. Don't let him charm you, Harry.
Well, the other way around, but you know.
And Darius, please seek out Darius and let him know I'm okay.
Of course.
Yes? Never will I ever be able to apologise more for the sacrifice your sister made, and I truly hope that help is in the city.
As do I. We will return for you.
I have no doubt. Sapphire, you big. You'll do well. Stay away from mirrors. If you get hungry during the night and it's not normal, find Harry. Ruby, I'll look after Jeremiah as long as Jeremiah lets me. And hopefully Jeremiah will look after me.
He'll mind you. And she sort of like reaches out a hand and just lets him scuffle off a sleeve.
There's a little bit of a flinch. The mouse runs up and Jeremiah just takes shoulder on Stefan, just sort of looks at Stefan as Stefan looks at the mouse, just nods at Stefan. Stefan nods back at the mouse. And they share a cigar. So Stefan begins the casting again, traces the star constellation dot to dot of the scroll, the beautiful raven picture in front carrying the mirror. The portal opens and you hear the rushing noises of the city of Ravens, the capital city of Ravenholm. There is nothing in the world that you could probably not acquire here, bump into. It is a metropolis of a city. The architecture is one of the oldest that you've come across so far. The feeling of the Gothic spires and that dark iron and cobblestone all mixed together has a awe-inspiring feeling to it through this very small portal. It is somewhere deep within the city. You're not anywhere near the harbour, where I think you got off the ship last time. It is somewhere within the city. Ari, you have been to the city, but don't know it like the back of your hand. You'd probably be able to get around, but you'd still need to ask questions and such. One last look at Stefan. He nods. And you all, four of you, step through. As you turn, you see the portal close as Stefan blinks out of sight, and you are in the city of Ravenholm, the city of ravens, the capital city. It is noisy. It is a early evening, as if folk are finishing work and about to entertain themselves for the evening, hence the noise. Cobbled streets everywhere. This place was built, designed. Ari, you know this place to be the centre of Reinhardt's kingdom / empire. It is Rome. Without getting sued by the Romans. It is old. And it was designed as such that if people were to ever visit, they would see this true dominance of human empire back when Reinhardt was around. There are many other races, as you know, in Ravenholm now, but originally it was built for that such thing. What do you do, guys?
Sorry, again, as every time Ruby has entered like a very crowded place or a very urban place, there's a kind of lean back away from it, and she sort of like her hand jumps like she's going to reach into her hair, and then realizes it's not there anymore. So she, just that, as ever, a little bit overwhelmed by all the people, all the noise, all the buildings. No grass. What?
Search the skyline for something that looks like a temple and make a beeline.
Give me a investigation check as you just look around the place. I assume Mari's helping, so do it with advantage.
That is investigations. Thanky stuff, isn't it? 17.
17. So, why is that not doing it? Do it, man. What have I done here? I broke it. I have broke it.
Don't break it in front of the D&D boy band. They won't take it anymore.
I've literally broken Waterdeep.
No.
That's our job.
So,
Yeah, you build stuff, we break it. That's
Yeah.
that's the
see
partnership
if
here.
this works. Can you hear anything?
Syrinscape wise, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
changed.
Yes. Yes. Do you know what? I honestly forgot Syrinscape was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll turn that down a bit. You should be able to hear lots of people, some spooky music, which I'll turn down a little bit.
Very
Yeah, I was
spooky.
gonna say it's quite spooky.
Yeah, quite spooky.
Yeah.
Not vibing that. That's
Too
not what
spooky
I.
for me.
Too spook.
Too spoop. Well, I'm not here anymore, so you know, I'll just
No, you're here.
I'm not here.
In body, just not in soul.
Just not here. Farewell, guys.
There we go.
Oh no.
Right, so you can hear lots and lots of people singing and dancing, filling buildings and taverns and drinking areas, buildings that offer pleasures of a variety. That is super loud. On my end, at least. I'm going to turn that
Yeah,
down
no,
a bit.
it's.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
sound
not-
spooky to me. It sounds like a swimming pool.
Yeah, I
Oh, it
got.
does.
Oh my god,
A
yeah.
leisure centre.
Well, I'll let
Like
Syrinscape-
centre parks.
Yeah.
I'll let Syrinscape know. Right, cool. You're at a leisure park. There we go. So,
Undercut by powering.
you're in a big city. What do you get? 17. So yeah.
Yep.
So you manage to follow the people around. You can hear that they are again. Everyone. It's just like the streets have been swamped with people. You twist and turn. It doesn't take more than maybe 10 minutes. Who is carrying the body of Sapphire? Whoa! The body of Sapphire.
He's perished. He's perished.
Should have drunk
whilst
that drink, mate. Should
transported.
have drunk that drink. Yeah, who's carrying Xandria?
S.
Okay, so as you carry Xandria,
Good luck carrying
there are-
Sapphires,
there are a
buddy.
few people. Yeah, there are a few people that kind of give you that strange look of hang about. Because I believe you wrapped her before though, so
Yeah.
she's kind of hidden, but still in a weird looking shape.
Never mind.
I mean, it's a body.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
that's a very nice mannequin you've got there. The
nobody's
like I
going.
said,
Oh, that's a lovely iPhone you've brought. No, it's a body. That's a bike. No, it's a body.
10 minutes pass. You see the temple before you. It's very obvious that it's a temple. So even though the architecture of it still matches that of there we go. Matches that of the rest of the city, where it's that dark iron and grey stone reaching to the skies. That spire-like design that seems to be running through the city. There is elements to the areas that are closer to the ground, the archways and such, that kind of have exactly that. They have a peaked archway. There is stonework carved into it, that of ravens and other birds of prey that kind of complement the raven and are either beneath it or next to it, never above it. It's very over the top, but you wouldn't see any of that from a distance. It's only when you approach it that you can see that the whole black on dark grey sort of stuff doesn't really pop until you're right in front of it. In there, you see that the doorway is open. It is a long arch, maybe about 10 feet of... What the friggin' hell? I don't know what I've done here, but okay. There we go. So it should change again. Hopefully, out of the leisure centre to a temple. It's like a 10-foot corridor with the arch that goes across it, and you can see just on the inside with some... Jesus, that got dramatic.
Yeah, I was just trying that right now.
Oh, Sandra's on her way. You and you can see that on the roof, the ceiling of this corridor, you can see more paintings and decorations of ravens and such. Do you enter? There's no door. It's just a corridor in
yes.
front of you.
I'm bold of you to assume that Kess's clip down this
You might
has
be
in
scared of
any
ravens.
way slowed.
You enter the temple. Dramatically, apparently, there's a band going on that's like every step you take. As you
Yeah, it was a group of bards outside the door, just getting a bit above their station.
as you get to the end, there is a less of a curtain and more just like hanging material, very well made and expensive, and it pulls aside by itself. A small cantrip, maybe nothing sinister, you believe. And as you enter further in, there are rows and rows, very much like an old church, with pews, very old wood. You can see the candle holders are all twisted iron that have been made to look decorative and reach up. The two chandeliers at the top are again old, like sort of black iron, that where the metal has been a pole, been viced and then just twisted to have that twisted look on it. There is a moment where every one of you kind of take breath and like this is, and to you, Harry, this is one of the smaller temples. You still recognise it as shit. I forgot it was like this, and you still have that moment of. But at the same time, you're like, if wait until they see the bigger ones. The pews are empty, which would tell you it's probably midweek. What you all notice when you when you came through the portal is it's freezing. Like, not autumn, cold, damp, wet, freezing when you got here. Being who you are, Kess and Xandria would have noticed it as well, and Ruby, being a druid and such, Sapphire, Vicodian, and Harry living in the place you're in. It's probably further into winter than when you left. Like I said, there's no one at the pews, but at the top there's a raised, is it dais? Like stage area. And you can see two wooden stands which would hold a book, and two people would speak rather than a singular, where some of the smaller religious places you may have frequented in your travels. There's no crowd up there, but there is a single person sat on a chair just about 10 feet back from the things. Their robes are of a green, like a woodland green, and then they have like black sashes that run over. They're raven black, as representative as they can possibly be, but they're sashes that complement the green, the woodland green robe themselves. On the wall above them, as you now see, normally in these sort of things you have the pews and then the dais, and then you have a representation of that particular region. Is a enormous woodcutter's axe, just a long wooden pole with the slight curve to it, a single blade that any lumberjack would wield, but it is obviously of a size that is symbolic rather than wieldable. Although Sapphire, if you really wanted to rage out and give it a go, who's going to stop? But the person sat down. They have short cropped blonde hair. It's real dark blonde. Blonde's not a common hair colour amongst Ravenholm natives, but it's a real dark blonde. Bless thee, in the church, and they are just flicking through a binding of scriptures it's less of a book and more they've just kind of put holes in them and tied them together with a bit of leather, and they just seem to be flicking through them pretty fast. So whatever's on there is, you assume, is not very heavy in text. And they just kind of look up or stand, put the leather at the parchment down on a table next to them, and then they approach, keeping their hands close to them, their long green robes. And you see now the wooden, the leather thonging necklace holding a wooden woodcutter's axe symbol on their hanging just on their chest. They're not a very out there. They're not massive or small or very descriptive. They just look like someone fitting of here. Hello? How can I help you?
Are you a cleric? Yes.
I am, yes.
We need your help. We were told that a cleric with this diamond, and if with this, and like you can see that he's clearly like, I've got everything on me, but I'm also holding Drea, and it's like, we've got the stuff for a resurrection.
Okay, please, just calm. Is there anyone here not talking at that speed?
My friend here is holding his sister. We have a diamond and a scroll, but we need a cleric to spell.
Okay, I see. Okay, how long has your sister been passed?
Less than a week.
That is good. Hopefully, the scroll, is it? May I see the scroll?
Yes.
Ruby looks at Cass and is like sort of gestured, like points at the backpack. Like, shall I go through your pack for it? Or
yeah, he'll kind of like.
You hand over the scroll.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Well, you're a couple more days. This may have not been possible. And the diamond, you say, is quite an expensive consumable for this particular spell. Are you
Ruby
sure the
again,
diamond
like,
is worth?
Brommage's like in Cass's pack, and then just like, and she's not a big person. She's not got big hands, so she's like holding it like a tennis ball, like fingers stretched around it. It's like
definitely prepared.
Yeah.
Takes a diamond. This checks the diamond out for maybe 10-15 seconds. This diamond is incredibly valuable. Are you sure you want to? You could
Are
do.
you
Of
about
course
to
we're
suggest
sure.
that?
Well,
no offense, but that is a very stupid question, isn't it? Whether a person is worth more than a diamond.
not around here, no.
We're sure.
Okay. It will take me a moment to prepare. Are you aware of the? We'll deal with it when we get there. Please follow me. And they keep hold of the scroll and the diamond, and they start to head towards the back. And there are more like draped material that kind of just parts as they walk through, just assuming you're following.
We follow.
Cool.
We're following.
Yeah. Sorry.
I like at this point, I just assumed it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. You lot are weird.
He's got the diamond and the scroll, like, if nothing else.
As you follow through and you go out to the back, there is a garden within the temple, and there is several trees, maybe 2 or 3 on each side, that kind of grow up into the ceiling, and you can see their thick trunks. However, you didn't see anything growing out the top of the temple when you came in here, and this small garden looks, when you first see it, you kind of think, oh, they've done it out of decoration, or it's fake decoration like a theatre type thing. But when you see it's actually real trees, real grass that you walk on. The cleric in front of you is barefoot anyway, and they walk across the grass, and then they find a patch in this gardened area and just kind of reach towards the trees. And you can see that the roots, as they reach towards the trees, the roots were in front of the cleric, kind of raise up and create like a little cot bed of roots. There is a chopping block off to the right with a very, very polished woodcutter's axe embedded as if it had been used earlier in the day. Please lay her here, and I will perform the magics.
Did I get any like sort of druidic kind of magic vibes off there?
Yes, but they're wielding it way different than you do. It's exactly, you know how you felt like when you did the lay on hands? You get that it's healing magic, but it's not your healing magic. It's the same sort of thing. You get they're doing sort of druidic-y stuff, but they're using it differently to how you would have done it.
No.
Yes. So please, your sister.
Yeah.
And just kind of
you'll kind of lay her down.
The cleric gets up, goes over, puts one foot on the chopping block and just wrenches the axe out, and then comes back over and stands over Xandria with the woodcutter's axe.
Ruby sort of like moves slightly closer to Cass, just standing over her with an axe, like if Cass is about to
They're
go
not like
off,
this, you know.
just in case. Cass has had a very long day.
The cleric places the axe down on Xandria's chest as if it were a sword in ye olde times. Puts the woodcutter's axe on there and then holds their own woodcutter's religious symbol. Good. The scroll, the diamond, thank you. Places the diamond on Xandria. Just sits it near the axe in the middle of her chest. Holds the scroll out. Now, all I can tell you is it's your sister's choice, not yours. The soul is hers, not yours. But I will send the call for you, and it is up to Xandria. And then kind of shakes his head. Xandria, okay, Xandria, as if an epiphany. Sets up, begins the incantation, and you see the scroll start to dissolve in the cleric's hand. The diamond glows bright, so bright, like white hot. You can no longer see the diamond. A few seconds pass. You see cracks in the diamond, and the light shoot out in all directions. As the beam of white light stretches out, it gets green tips and disappears into the leaves and the trees above you. The silvered head of the axe shines, but doesn't go bright that you can't see it. It just becomes almost too perfect that you never use it, because it's so pristine right now as it looks. And then you can smell the earth, the soil, the trees, the presence of a forest. Yet looking around, you still see that you are in a garden within a temple of dark iron. And the spell is cast. Now, 2 things I need you to do, Xandria. 1, roll me a d20 and just tell me what it is. And we've got another raid. Thank you. Pact of the GM.
That is a 19.
19, cool. And the second thing I need from you is a yes or no.
Yes.
I got to ask. So, let me...
If you said no, I would come through this screen.
You would
Yeah,
travel
like,
all the
you
way
would
down
not-
to Manchester and physically beat me.
You would
Yeah.
not want to
I mean,
be
I'm
that
closer.
cleric, would you?
That's true.
That
No.
cleric that has to come back and say to Cass, look, I'm communing with your sister, but she's
like,
refusing
nah,
to
fuck
come
that.
back.
So, I'll thank you for the follow, the Crowned King. So, thank you, Raiders. Alright, Jesus. They're all coming in now. Whee! You all witness the axe shine bright, the diamond shatter, the scroll used, and the divine magic spell that the cleric has cast of raise this dead person back to life. Time passes. There's silence. The roots of the bed cot that Xandria is laid on slowly, like wrap around her very gently, until you can see nothing but a almost sarcophagus of wooden roots over Xandria, summer breeze. The cleric stands up and steps back, and a wall of vines and leaves fall down, just behind the sarcophagus, so you cannot see further into the temple. And then the wooden roots go flat, and there is no body of Xandria. No corpse, no nothing, just an empty wooden cot, and they become super brittle and just become dust on the grass. Xandria, it's been a while. It's less of the last thing you remember and more of a known presence. You don't know where you are. You have a moment of remembering Kesfion playing down by a small pool of water with someone that you want to call Kalain. It's a familiar place. You hear the sound of an eagle flying overhead. Kind of look to follow it, and you see a old human male, speckled grey beard, long dark hair, stood on a wall. Looks a bit ivory in colour. You hear the squeak of a mouse. Kind of look around, see where the mouse is, and a Simba-like roar from a lion. One day might be Mufasa. And in front of you, you just kind of turn to look around where everything is. There is a wall of vines and leaves just in front of you. Not solid, just hanging down. Beyond it, there is something that you recognise, but you can't quite pinpoint it. Behind you is peace, bliss, no coughing, no attacks. Just chilling out, watching your little brother play with his mate down by a lake. What do you do?
Xandria will look behind her at her little brother and Kalain at the lake, and sort of, there's almost like a look of confusion on her face as she can hear the call of the eagle and the mouse squeaking and the lion roar, and slowly turns back to face the wall in front of her, and she tentatively reaches her hand out and touches the wall to try and move the leaves and vines out of the way.
As you reach out, they feel real, more real than this place you're in. This place feels dreamlike. That's kind of what you'd expect it to be. You've been here before, but the leaves are real. You feel them crunch and the texture on the palm of your hand, and as you pull them aside, you are in a place you do not recognise, for there is a lot of dark iron and grey stone all about you, and a tree and a garden in the middle of a building. But stood in front of you is a cleric in woodland green robes, Aristol Sebastian Rycroft, Sapphire Waters, Ruby, cannot pronounce her surname.
Owen.
Owen. And your brother, Kesfion Summerbreeze. You four see Xandria step back onto the overlay. As Xandria Summerbreeze, resurrected by your lovely selves, appears in front of you in a temple to the woodcutter.
Is promptly tackled to the ground.
And promptly just goes vomits blood everywhere.
Now, we're 17 minutes past normal. You've got Xandria back. You've got a week to discuss what you're going to do as soon as Xandria gets to talk to you. Maybe roll initiative.
Yeah.
But we're going to call it there. Welcome back, Xandria. Jesus Christ, Raiders. That's like the third, fourth raid tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Raiders.
If you stuck around, great. I hope you enjoyed what you listened to. You can go watch us on YouTube or that palaver. You've heard it all before. Yeah, thank you for the raids and such. It's been cool. Super cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, well done. Well done, players. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. You're finally out of the realm of echoes. You're in an actual real place. You're not wandering around playing up and all over the place. You've got rid of your cleric. You've got your death fair back.
Oh, I'm back to healing now.
You're you're missing a mouse.
No more bite. I'm not missing. Well, I do miss him, but he'll be all right.
It's going to turn. Gonna turn it into a vampire mass. So you yeah, you're back. You're in Raven. You're in the City of Ravens. So tune in next week, viewers. So yeah, you're all good. Look at you all, so happy. Right, we're off now. Thank you very much for the raiders. Thank you very much for those that have watched all night. I hope we'll throw it up on YouTube. I hope you follow us. I hope you stick around. I hope all your games were good before you came and raided, and you're enjoying yourselves. So thank you very much. And yeah,
Garblag.
Garblag.
Centre Garblag.
Are we on Garblag? Hey, Garblag on?
Yeah, they're on
Yeah.
there.
Oh, cool. We're off to Garblag. We're gonna raid Garblag.
Yeah, you did see a good first session with the res. So.
Yeah.
For resurrection.
We've been
best
working
session
on
to
that res for 5 months.
I wish we were.
And it's
joking.
still not the longest day in.
And it's still not the longest day.
Right, so we're gonna go raid Garblag after this. So thank you very much for watching. Take care of your lovely selves, and for now, say goodbye, players.
Bye.
Goodbye, players.
I'm gonna sort of raid out.
Ooh, shiver.
Bye bye.